I am Lord Cyborg, and welcome to episode 3, Wacky Women. In this episode, you'll see and hear stories about 3 women who function in a manner that makes them seem wacky to your modern society. As the old saying goes, can't live with them, can't live without them, and you're about to find out why. So without further ado, let's head to our first story. Meet Janice Tunnicliffe, a 55-year-old woman who suffers from electrosensitivity. In other words, meet the world's first woman to be allergic to electricity. Her rare condition started 3 years ago after receiving intensive chemotherapy for her bowel cancer. From that point on, she started suffering from chest pains, headaches, nausea, and tingling sensations in both her arms and legs whenever she was around items that emitted an electrical signal. According to Miss Tunnicliffe, personally, I think there must be a link with the chemotherapy and the ES, but no one's going to admit that. I'm used to going for long walks every day, and while I was out of the house I would be fine. But when I came back, I was starting to feel unwell again very quickly, and slowly I started to put 2 and 2 together. Also from the article, Miss Tunnicliffe even had to cover her windows up with a special magnetic material to deflect errant electromagnetic waves. Apparently, the only time Janice feels fine from her rare illness is when the power goes out in her neighborhood. If that's the case, she should move to Lord Cyborg's neighborhood. There's no electricity there. That's because it's in space. For our second story, this is Tempest Henderson, a 19-year-old who got addicted to eating soap and laundry detergent. Yes, you heard correctly. Her wacky habit started after her boyfriend left for college and refused to carry on a long-distance relationship with her, and also when she left for college herself, which was hundreds of miles away from her family and home. The stress and loneliness got to her, and she soon turned to soap for comfort. From the article, the nursing student says she knew eating soap was dangerous, but ignored the warning labels on the box and favored to licking the deadly powder daily from the minute she woke up in the morning. Soon she had moved on to licking the bubbles off the soap in the shower too, a habit that was getting her through up to 5 bars of soap a week. Great googly moogly. After 6 months, Tempest sought out medical help, where she was diagnosed with a rare disorder called pica, which is characterized by having an appetite for substances that are largely non-nutritive. Tempest received intensive cognitive behavioral therapy that allows her to replace impulsive thoughts whenever she's around soap. It looks like the preventative measures has worked, as Tempest has not eaten a bar of soap in over a year. Tempest hopes her recovery still continues. I don't. Just kidding. For our last story, meet Lynn Chapman, a 62-year-old woman from the UK who taught her deaf dog sign language. It all started 4 years ago when Miss Chapman visited an animal shelter and laid eyes on a small but cute Staffordshire cross dog named Snowy. From the bloody article, retired care home worker Lynn was told by the animal shelter that Snowy had been mistreated by her previous owners who didn't realize she was deaf and just assumed she was a naughty dog. Poor Snowy would even sleep up to 24 hours at a time because there was no noise for her to wake up. The dog also had many faults, including a wonky eye, bent leg, but her inability to hear vocal commands made the compassionate pet lover want to take care of Snowy and show her a proper doggy life. Slowly but surely, after adoption, Lynn was able to teach the hard-of-hearing dog over 7 commands that included up, food, home, bedtime, come here, on my lap, and my personal favorite, no. According to a worker at the Society for Abandoned Animals, you do need a little extra patience with deaf animals, but if you put in that little bit of time, like Lynn has with Snowy, it can make for a real happy ending. Oh, does anybody know how to sign that? Didn't think so. Well, this damn episode is now finished, but before I bounce, here's an interesting space fact. Did you know a spacesuit weighs 280 pounds on Earth, but in space it weighs absolutely nothing? This is due to the microgravity environment of being in space. Guess how much my cyborg suit weighs? None of your business. Well, minions, time's up. I'll see you next week with another episode. Until then, enjoy my domination.